Deej, are you wearing that hat because you're afraid of losing your hair?
Yep.
Well, same, because 66% of men lose their hair by age 35.
I'd rather fucking kill myself.
Oh, goddamn!
No,
you
I can't swear.
Brunch. Hit it, boys.
Big news.
Give it to me.
I am feeling myself.
God. Let's hear it.
Notice
Why?
anything new about me?
You have a do it look like I'm left off bad and bougie hat.
Nope.
Which, that is something. Your hair's
I've
getting
had that
long.
Before. My hair's getting long. That's always looking okay. Actually, it has its days. I could fucking do 2 hours on that, but no.
No?
Nothing else?
The beard?
Nope.
How
about now?
You are wearing joggers? What are you wearing?
These I've got some
You got some
athleisure.
gym? Yeah, you got some gym attire.
Well, I'm going to the gym at some point today, so I'm wearing a gym top. But these bottoms, I'll tell you, I've never had good like gym types of bottoms. I had these pants. They were the worst. They were I don't even know what they would be called. But they were just like equally wide the whole way, and they had this fucking stripe down the middle. I had them for a million years, and every time I went to the gym or anything, I would put them on over whatever I was wearing to and from if I wasn't showering, and it was the fucking worst. And then one day, I think it was Sunday, I fucking did something about it. I was like, I'm gonna throw away those fucking pants because I hate them.
Isn't that like a real moment of clarity in life where you're like, I hate this thing.
I am replacing it.
Yeah, wait. There's something I can do about this.
Yes, and I honestly couldn't tell you when I got those pants. I couldn't tell you when those pants.
Yeah, you just lived through it for like 2 years, being miserable, hating the shit out of those pants.
Probably 20 years. And oh god, they sucked. I can't wait to fucking. I'm gonna light them on fire.
It's weird that people do that because I do that all the time.
What?
Where there's like certain things that I hate,
yeah,
and I just keep using anyway. One, probably because I'm too lazy to actually go out and replace them.
Yeah,
and two, just like I think that sometimes you just fall into the mindset that like this is the way it has to be.
That's
like,
why
this thing sucks, and it's always gonna suck, and I'm always gonna have to just do it. And then you're like, one day you're like, but I can buy another pair of pants.
Well, that's why moving's great, because when you move, you can use it as an excuse to just get rid of a bunch of stuff.
That is true.
Last time I moved, I had this. I was like, everything that I don't really like, I'm just gonna throw away. And then I realized like halfway through it, I'd thrown away like all my clothes. Yeah. And I was like, all right. So I ended up throwing away like half my clothes, and then the half that I was left with, I didn't necessarily like better than the first half, but they were the only clothes I had left. But like, I started with dress shirts. I was like, I don't like this dress shirt. Fuck this dress shirt. I don't like ripping it up, fucking spitting on it, pissing on it, spunking on it.
No way you were ripping
whole
up shirts.
Fucking
you were definitely that Antifa guy trying to rip the cardboard sign.
That was never start to rip something that you don't know you
that
can't
you're
rip.
not 100% certain that you are ripping immediately.
You need to practice ripping like 1,000 times before you rip something in front of people.
Yes.
So I just got rid of all those dress shirts, and now I have like 4 dress shirts.
Well,
I don't have any dress shirts left.
I'm in the process of moving right now. I bet the listeners are laughing because
Slow
we've been talking about me moving for like 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the process of moving right now, and the clothes situation is great because I have a lot of clothes, and I'm taking the ones that I really like, but I don't have to throw away the other ones.
Yeah.
So, like, throwing away clothes is really hard for me because I always trick myself into thinking that I'm going to wear that at some point,
for it, yeah.
and I never end up wearing it. But now I'm able to bring a select amount of clothes to the new place and, like, really limit and cut down the wardrobe while not committing to throwing anything away because I'm just leaving the old stuff here.
Yeah. So I've done that for, I don't know, since I've been out of college with just leaving a bunch of clothes at my parents' house. And they remind me, like, every week, they're like, hey, you have a bunch of clothes here. Are you ever going to come get them and wear them? And every now and then I'll go and I'll, like, dip in and I'll grab...
like one or two things?
One little thing. Like, ooh, that's a nice sock, you know? Just here
just
and there.
One sock.
Yeah, just it's a fun little a la carte kind of blast from the past type of thing. You pick stuff off. And my mom, God love her, every, like, 6 months, she'll set some sort of date where she's like, "Hey, so it's not unreasonable for me to
purge.
ask. Just get those things out of here, and if you don't want them, you can give them away. You can donate them. Blah blah." And so the one right now that she said is like, just have them out by Mother's Day. And it's not like a get your shit out of here. It's not a combative thing. She's like, just like by Mother's Day, you can get all these things out of there. And what a fucking asshole I am. I'm like,
yeah, you sound like a terrible kid.
I'm like, yeah, no sweat.
At some point.
Mom, you got it. Absolutely. Hey, my gift.
This is your Mother's Day gift.
What my mom wants, she gets. And
eventually.
Then in a couple months, it's going to be like, hey, by Thanksgiving, do you think that you can get these clothes out of here? I'm like, hey, don't mention it again. You got it. And then I'll just
the worst kind of son.
Well, I actually need to do that as a person who's always between a medium and a large. I'm going to, if it ever becomes an argument, which it really hasn't, I don't know how it hasn't, I'm going to be like, excuse me, please respect my struggle. You are being very insensitive to me, which I guess will bring us to our next topic. I went to HAIM last night. Lizzo opened. Awesome show. Great show. HAIM rocked extremely, extremely hard. It turned out, actually, it was their first state arena show they'd ever played.
Okay.
Which they announced like it was this big fucking thing, and I was like, yo, you opened for Taylor Swift. You've played 1 million stadiums. This isn't like, you've played festivals with hundreds of thousands of people.
The Taylor Swift situation was different. I mean, it was definitely
obviously
a stadium, but it's that you're an opener. You get like half the crowd, and half of that half crowd is interested.
Yes.
So it's very, very different.
Yeah. So they rocked. It was great. Really, really fun time. But I don't know how to say this without whatever. The sensitivity of the internet, you know how the internet now, everything is bad, everything's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
The
snowflake culture.
Yeah, total snowflake culture, which I'm as a snowflake, I'm offended because I know how big of snowflakes we can be before.
You
it's
are
like
triggered.
you are
triggered
just being
by
an
the
asshole.
triggered people.
Right, yeah, because honestly, at some point, I'm very sensitive about everything. At some point, you are now being a selfish asshole.
Well,
what's
gonna happen is everybody is gonna get overly triggered, and then it's gonna force the people who were like normally triggered, like yourself, into being like the big assholes.
Right. This is how Donald Trump gets elected.
Like, all right, we're hitting the reset. We're all being assholes again. We're all being insensitive because you people have gone ahead and ruined this for everybody.
Yeah, I miss, I don't know, what was it? Like, probably 2015 was the sweet spot where people were, by all means, where the world's problems the world's problems were not solved at all, but everybody
starting to get woke.
Sensitivity, right. Like, there was like, hey, let's not be assholes. And then let's not be assholes became such a thing that people became real assholes about it.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that has now manifested itself into concert culture, which if you want to make the internet suck, by all means. I don't like the internet. I'm there a lot. I like leaving it from time to time. So you don't need to give me another excuse to say, you know what? That's enough internet for today. Fucking gif of monkey shoving the computer off the table. That's me, okay? I can play it fun like that, okay?
Yeah.
But you don't do that shit at a concert, and that's what I experienced a lot last night.
You don't do that shit at places where you go to get away from the internet.
Yes, exactly. So in between HAIM and Lizzo, my friends and I were talking, and it was like more people were coming in, more people were packing in, and the general admission area is getting tighter and tighter naturally. And none of us were we had just gotten beers, so none of us were drunk or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And this girl in front of me is like, "Can you stop bumping into us?" And it wasn't like a drunk guy like constantly like fucking throwing his body around or anything. Nobody was dancing. I honestly didn't even know that I'd made contact with this person once. That's how minimal it was. And I was like, okay. And she turned away. And everyone in my group, usually if someone tells me to stop doing something, everyone in my group is like, finally, someone told DJ to stop doing that fucking thing.
Yeah, that seems about right.
And they were like, huh, that was a little weird. And I was like, it's happened before. It'll happen again. Whatever. Sometimes people are like that. And then During the show, Esty was just crushing a Snickers bar. Her just
Love
on
it.
stage, just like talking, eating a Snickers bar. Blood sugar was low.
I bought a Twix bar the other day.
We'll talk about that in a
Okay.
second. And she told the story about how the doctor told her that because of her diabetes, she shouldn't go on tour. And she was like, fuck that. And I was like, all right, well, that's a ridiculous story to tell.
Yes.
Like, yeah, like I don't have diabetes. I don't
Reel
know what
it in,
that
pal.
struggle's like,
Yeah.
but... Ugh. So she was like, my doctor said I can't go on tour. And I said, fuck that. And it got this huge cheer. I thought it was funny, and Jeff ended up texting about it. Like, it was pretty funny that she was saying, like, and then I said, no, doctor, I'm not listening to you. So she was like, I said, no, fuck that. And it got this big cheer, and I thought that was funny. And I was like, yeah, fuck that doctor. And this woman in front of me turned to me, like, laughing, but she was like, you probably shouldn't say that about a doctor. And I was like,
Oh, God.
what? Now we're in fucking sensitive, can't joke about a goddamn, like, ugh.
It's like, unless you are that doctor, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm just fucking defeated. Like, it's,
That's awful.
yeah.
You can't make a joke
Again,
anymore.
that's the internet. You can do that on the internet. And I like doing that sometimes anyway. If I see something that's not offensive, that I can be like, hey, that's not cool, I'll do it just because I know that dummies are going to fucking jump on it and be like, yeah, that's not cool. But Jesus.
That's wild.
I just...
I'm also triggered because of the HAIM concert. Mainly because I didn't go.
Yes.
And yet, you and Jeff decided to stick me on the text chain that you were just texting back and forth about the concert the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
Very cool move by you guys.
Really
Not
cool move.
insensitive at all.
Yeah. Well, I guess we did it to Jeff when we...
No,
we do
didn't.
it to Jeff whenever we leave him out on shit.
I didn't. No, we didn't. I was thinking about this last night. Like when we left Jeff out on the Ready Player One plans that he made, that we just excluded him on. We didn't like hop in the text chain after the movie and be like, "Yo, let's talk about the movie. It was awesome."
Yeah. Well, that's because I was the only one who wanted to say, let's talk about the movie. It was awesome.
Yeah, but we also just didn't talk about it on the text chain. I think that if you're going to a concert and I'm heartbroken about not being able to go, then a good friend move is to start a new text chain.
I'll think about it. It was a great show. Lizzo opened, and I thought I knew one song by Lizzo. It's always fun when you think you know one or two songs by somebody, and then you realize as you're seeing them
It's
that
like, oh,
you
it's
know
this band.
every single one of their songs. So she was great. Just a wild performer. Great time. HAIM was awesome. Like I said, they rocked very, very, very hard. They all wore red. Really cool. Esty and Alana were... The stage banter reached a point of they were clearly like passive-aggressively snipping at each other. And
Really?
It was great. Yeah, when Alana introduced Want You Back, she told the story of, she was like, all right, so I'm not a huge ballad person, but when we were making our last album, we had this song that was kind of a misfit. It didn't really fit in with the rest of the stuff, and we wrote the song, and then we just kind of got rid of it. And when we were recording the songs, I was like, yo, what about this song? What about this song? And everyone was like, it didn't really work. We couldn't find a way to make it work. And I was like, well, let's fucking work on it. Let's make the song work. And that song is Want You Back. Let's go. And Esty cut her off and was like, but how did we make it work? I was like, I'll put slap bass on it. And that's when we all started to like the song. And Alana was like, okay, well,
Let's
I
play
guess
it.
everything's about Esty. And so they did that. And then like the next time they had a little stage banner, that kind of continued.
That's awesome.
And then when they played Something to Tell You, Danielle went to the drums to play the drums and sing. And Alana was like, all right, Esty, move over to Danielle's mic. And Esty said something about like, oh, I didn't know that you would want me that close to you. So it was just like I wonder
if they
mommy
fight
and
a
daddy
lot.
are fighting. They spend every second with each other.
Yeah, it's very hard to imagine them doing anything apart
Yeah.
at this point. Like everything that they do is together.
Yeah. I actually find it, I think that,
I think it's weird that they like live alone.
Right, I was gonna say like I think that Danielle lives with Ariel Rekshide, and I don't know what Este's doing, and Alana has
Esty
her
probably
own
lives
apartment.
in a cave.
Yeah, and there's just like the bodies of dead men that she's just fucking eaten up. God, yeah, but whenever like Alana posts something from her apartment or whatever, I'm like, this just seems like a waste of money. Just live with you. There's probably like 2 months a year that you guys are all home. Just fucking, I would keep fucking living with their parents.
Yeah, I kind of just imagine them living in their parents' basement and just having like posters of all their musical influences on the wall from like their childhood.
That's what I think that Jack
Sharing
Antonoff
one big
lived
bed
with his parents until he was like 30 something. And you know how I know?
I'm getting close.
Probably
if I don't
because
finish this move.
Yeah, that's true. Probably because Jack Antonoff probably told that story a million times.
Yeah, probably.
Did you see the thing he did where he made his bedroom like an exhibit?
No.
He like recreated his bedroom and brought it around to every show, so like you could be in the bedroom where Jack Antonoff grew up. Like,
yeah, I remember when I watched
Jack
The Big
Antonoff.
Sick.
Yeah. Wait, what? Did he do that?
Yeah, he does his one-man show. He recreates his bedroom on stage.
Yeah, what a one-man show. So HAIM was great. Their merch was insane. I almost got you a shirt.
I saw the shirts. The shirts that you sent me, I wasn't like crazy about.
I got a great one. They also had one that was just a black shirt, and it was Rihanna's tweet. Rihanna had a tweet years ago that was like, "How do y'all feel about HAIM?"
That's awesome.
So they just
put that on a tweet.
Yeah, on a shirt.
That's awesome.
Awesome. But I couldn't justify spending $35.
Yeah,
on
the
that.
shirts are expensive.
Yeah,
I mean, concert shirts are always expensive, but I feel like that's HAIM and like a Gannis is not a $35 T-shirt.
Yeah, my friend got a sweatshirt that said "Sister, Sister, Sister" that was $60.
Oh,
Wild.
God.
I was gonna get a dad hat too. They'd had dad hats that just said "Sister."
You got too many dad hats.
I have 1,000 dad hats.
Are you wearing that hat because you're trying to hide the fact that you're going bald?
Yes.
Ooh, well, don't feel too bad because 66% of men lose their hair by age 35. The thing is, when you start to notice your hair loss, it's too
Everyone
late.
else has already noticed that. They're saying, "Look who's bald."
Do you want a bald spot to pop up, or do you want to do something about it first? Why do guys turn to weird solutions or do nothing when they can turn to medicine and science?
Can I answer that question?
Yes.
Because guys just always do the weirder
That's true.
thing.
We just talked about the fact that you just don't do anything when something bad happens to you.
Yeah, go on.
But you don't have to. If you don't want to go bald, turn to forhims.com. It's a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness. For men. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. HIMS connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. I am terrified, absolutely terrified of losing my hair. That's why if I ever notice my hair starting to go thin, I think I'm going a little thin on the sides. I'm getting very paranoid about it.
Really?
Yeah, like if I
don't
pull
see
my
it.
hair back, it's just like there's a little bit of receding on the ends. But
Every time I get my hair cut, I'm like, "Hey,
how's it look up
you're
there?"
not, yeah. And he's like, "Dude, it's fine." And I'm like, "You're not just saying that. You're gonna tell me when you see it, right? Right?"
I know. I need a friend who will be brutally honest with me, be like, "Yo, you're losing some losing some skin there." But if you do start to notice a bald
Hair is
spot,
not skin. I need to make sure that you know.
no,
this.
it's an extension of skin.
Is it?
No.
Neither of us know.
At forhims.com, there's well-known generic equivalents to name brand prescriptions to help you keep your hair. They have no snake oil pills. We've always talked about snake oil.
Snake
Don't
oil
trust
is
it.
out.
Don't
folks.
trust it.
We are not doing snake oil.
There's no gas station counter supplements. I don't know why you would buy supplements at a gas station.
No one's ever
but-
bought. That's not a thing.
The prescriptions are solutions backed by science. There's no waiting room, no awkward doctor's visits. Save hours by going to forhims.com. It's so easy. So order now. Our listeners get a trial month of HIMS for just $5. So while supplies last, go to the website, see full details, and it would cost you $100 if you went to the doctor or a pharmacy. Instead, go to forhims.com/brunch. That's forhims.com/brunch. forhims.com/brunch.
Tell me about that. Why don't you tell me about that Twix bar, compadre?
Well, earlier this week, I got some furniture for my new place, and I had to assemble it by myself, and it took about 4 hours. It was a struggle. It was a battle. I got through it, but let me tell you, I missed lunch while doing that. And once you finish assembling furniture, this is a new experience for me, but you just want to drink every beer in the world and just eat whatever you can put in your face.
Yeah, beer and za.
So I went to the supermarket. I got a sixer, and I was checking out, and I saw the whole candy section and the checkout. I just went for the Twix bar.
I've done that a lot, like literally that order. Except I won't go Twix. In that case, I'm going Fast Break.
That's a weird one.
Fast Break?
Is that all? That's peanuts, right?
It's peanut butter. It's chocolate, peanut butter, and nougat. That
Okay.
is
I'm okay with that.
I think that's a top 2 candy bar.
It never gets mentioned in the discussion.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I wouldn't say it's like one of the big 3 or big however many of candy bars.
But it's also like not a deep cut. Like no one's gonna hear that and be like, "Oh yeah," and be like, "Yeah,
is
fucking no."
Is it regional?
Right? No, it's a fucking Reese's.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Yeah.
people wouldn't be like, "Is that regional?"
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yeah.
So why do you have something against Twix?
No, I love Twix.
Oh, okay.
Twix is great, but I'm saying the big 2 for me are. I mean, Snickers is all 4 spots out on Mount Rushmore. It is the GOAT, and there's nothing even close.
Yeah.
But my next one
Barstool
would probably...
Barstool did a thing this week. It was like Jordy was talking about how ice cream sandwiches are the biggest, like the best summer treat. And I was like, no, excuse me. Ever had a Snickers ice cream bar?
Yeah, those are fucking awesome.
Those are.
Although I'm a
elite,
huge
elite.
ice cream sandwich guy.
Ice cream sandwiches are great, and I like them a lot, and you can eat a bunch of them. But there are major drawbacks to ice cream sandwiches.
Like
One being, if you eat an ice cream sandwich, you're going to have black shit all over your teeth.
Yes.
That is the worst.
Yeah.
And number 2, the wrapper. The wrapper on a lot of ice cream sandwiches fucking sucks. It gets stuck to the actual sandwich. I don't understand how they keep making these and they keep putting these same paper wrappers on them and haven't figured out a solution that hey, these get stuck all over the fucking sandwich all the time.
What's concerning about an ice cream sandwich that for some reason we've just all chosen to overlook, like the cookies on the ice cream sandwiches, they like peel, you know, like the whatever. The
I'm not even talking
material-
about the cookie ones. I'm talking about the like the longer ones, the
Yeah.
longer rectangle.
Yeah, what
That's
the
not
fuck
a cookie.
Yeah, it is.
The
It's
the
fucking-
like the black part.
Yeah,
That's a cookie.
yeah. It like
like
qualifies as So that stuff. So the chocolate ones, the
Yeah.
one with the even the chocolate chip ones, like that the shit that you were saying you get all over your face. That's on your fingers. It just
Yes.
fucking peels onto your. It's the weirdest fucking thing. And in no other scenario when someone's been eating a cookie has the cookie fucking peeled off onto their fingers. It's the weirdest thing that we've just chosen to accept.
There is-
ice cream sandwich.
yeah, there is a lot of residue that comes with eating a fucking ice cream sandwich.
Yes,
so
but-
that's my drawback.
But they're terrific. Have you ever made ice cream sandwiches?
No, that's way too much fucking work.
I have.
you?
Yeah.
Why?
It's a fucking party. It's a very long story, but it
Well,
was totally worth it.
I mean, like I've done it in college where there are cookies and there is ice cream, and you make a makeshift one. But I've never had an option of an
I
ice
mean,
cream
literally,
sandwich
all
or
you
making
do
one.
is make cookies and then put ice cream.
That is
in
way
them.
too much work.
You've never made cookies before?
No.
You've never made cookies before?
No.
Are you serious?
Yes,
That's fucking wild.
not really. I can
That-
just buy cookies.
That is. Oh, man.
I've watched somebody make cookies.
You are a grown man.
No, I'm
Pete.
not.
You just told me that a cookie feels like a bag of sand. That's what I just fucking heard from you. You know
I
when
just-
you're making cookies and it just feels like a bag of sand?
So on the topic of furniture, I guess we've had this discussion like lined up for a few weeks at
Yeah.
this point. I got the furniture for my new place from Wayfair,
Mm-hmm.
and it's great. It was fine.
Yeah.
Fine experience with Wayfair. Wouldn't.
I need to ask you this: did the furniture you get was it Was it real wood or
It was not real wood.
Ooh,
Definitely not.
That's a change I've made in my old age.
You going only real wood?
Only real wood. It is, and it's a great fucking feeling.
I'm sure I'll get there at some point, but this is like my first time moving out. I don't give a fuck.
You're gonna get You're still in the particle board
yes.
phase.
So we had this conversation like a couple weeks ago. But if you live in Boston or anywhere in the area, there's a good chance that you know approximately 24 people that work at Wayfair.
Yeah, there are two places where people work in Boston. One is Acquia, which is
I still don't know what that is.
You don't know what Acquia is?
No.
It's I don't really know what it is either. Apparently, it's like a web hosting thing. Like a lot of websites, like the back end of it is Acquia.
Okay.
And everyone
Sounds
in
boring.
Boston works either there or Wayfair. If you know one person who works there, then you're going to find out that you actually know 600 people who work there.
Yeah, because is it like, I'm pretty sure it's a cult. Working at Wayfair is like a cult because those people just hang out with each other, or it's just a case of they're always there, and
Yeah,
so they
but-
don't really have an option
But I don't know. I haven't
to hang out with other people.
I haven't taken too deep a dive into the Wayfair experience, but certainly with Acquia people, it's one of those situations where the office is a cool place. You can have a drink at the office, and if I'm gonna like hang out with someone, I'm like, hey, we going to this concert? They're like, yeah, why don't you swing by the office and we'll have a couple of drinks? I'm like, I don't want to fucking drink at your work.
Yeah, fuck
Like, get
that.
out of here. And you get there, and they're like, oh, here's 9 of my coworkers. Is it cool if they come? And I'm like, oh, yeah, fine, but
It sort of seems similar at Wayfair from my exposure to it. Like, it definitely seems like a loose atmosphere. But the one thing that I've noticed about Wayfair is that they apparently have 6 million company parties every year. I'm always seeing pictures on Instagram being like, Wayfair party, and everybody in the world that I know is there.
Mm-hmm.
So good for them, I guess. But that brought the question to us, like, do you really want your workplace having that many parties?
do you want that larger percentage of your partying experience to be
company
work
related, yeah.
And I would guess no, just because I don't. I'm very much on the outside of that because I've never really had a thing like that. The last place I worked, it was very out of fashion to like anyone there, so you're supposed to hate each other at EEI.
Seems like that's the way that things still are there.
Every now and then they would have I think I went to like one Christmas party and I was like, oh man, this is awkward as fuck. So I just stopped going to those. Actually, the Christmas party that we have, the holiday party at NBC Sports Boston Powered by Xfinity, is a fucking shitload of fun. But that's like the only party.
That's the thing. I think that office parties can be really fun,
Yeah.
but I feel like they should be a special occasion.
Totally. But these places, even like every Friday they're all hanging out.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. And I can't imagine doing that.
So with that many office parties, you wade into dangerous territory. One, because like if you get shit-faced at like the office Christmas party and you make a goddamn fool of yourself, like people are going to be talking about it, but you won't get judged too hard because it's a special occasion, and everybody is probably going to be turning up.
Yeah.
So when you're having a party like every other week, every other Friday, and you're getting wasted on like half those parties, there's a good chance people are going to look at you and be like, what's going on there? What's going on? This is problematic.
Like my coworkers, I mean, I'm friends with some of my coworkers, but the average coworker of mine does not know what I'm like right? Like what
in
I'm
the
like.
wild.
Exactly. Like they don't know what it's like when DJ fucking cuts
lets his
loose.
hair down.
Yes, exactly. And I like that.
Yeah,
you know?
same.
I wouldn't want anything in work like, hey, we're gonna have DJ do this. Oh, well, of course DJ's gonna do that. You see what he fucking did last Thursday.
I
blah,
think
blah, blah.
there needs to be some separation between like work and social.
And it stinks if you work at one of those places because if you're on the prowl, then you either date someone that you work with or you don't date anybody because everybody works at either Acquia or Wayfair.
Yeah, I have noticed that too. And I think it might be because of like everybody, one, everybody working there, and two, like they're partying every other week
Yeah.
at company parties. When you get drunk and you're doing that shit, there's a good chance you're going to hook up with somebody that you work with, and then that turns into a relationship, and then it all gets so messy.
Do you know any Wayfair couples?
Yep, my ex-girlfriend works at Wayfair, and she dates a kid that she works with.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I know a Wayfair couple as well. And I think that they met at a Wayfair party.
Of course they did.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Hey, people, if you have any relevant experiences to that, hope that was a good segment for you. Keep it to yourself. On the subject of getting back to music, Houndmouth, I wrapped up the night by getting a text message from our old friend Jeff saying, new Houndmouth song out. I
Weird
put it
move by
on.
him because he didn't listen to it.
Yeah. And then we started texting about it. He was like, ooh, I haven't listened yet. Like,
It's like, why the fuck would you?
why are
like,
you talking
send
to us
this
about
to
us? So right, like new Houndmouth, thought of you. So I'm listening to it and I'm starting to write in my notes for brunch, like, what the fuck is this? You text, what the fuck is this? It's a fucking it's a disco song.
Yeah, it's a dance song
What
for sure.
It's very it's a
Came out to say this came out of nowhere is a
huge understatement.
massive understatement.
Yeah, it really, because like you said, listen to their first album and they are scientifically the band. Like they
Yes.
sound like the band, and it's awesome. If you like Bob Dylan, if you like any of that old shit, you're gonna love them. And then this is like, what the fuck? And I mean, God, Prince would fucking vary his shit like crazy, and that was awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm for that. But when it's a band like Houndmouth, and I love everything that they do,
Yeah.
or they previously did in the first couple
Right, yeah.
albums.
I loved.
Yes, and it's like a style that I feel like there's not enough great artists in that sort of genre.
Yeah.
and doing that sort of throwback
Underrepresented,
feel.
yeah, for
And
sure.
so when they're going away from that to do this shit that is definitely not underrepresented,
Yeah.
I don't feel like. I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, I mean, I was
The
saying,
song isn't bad.
No, it's okay.
It's fine.
I said that they sound like anybody who could be opening for, the band Miniature Tigers?
Nope.
Miniature Tigers, great. Love them. But they sound like a band who could be opening for Miniature Tigers, where you're like, yeah, this is good. I'm not going to buy this.
So they're great in the category that they tried to capitalize on the first two albums.
Yeah.
And they're just like average in this category.
Totally. So I'm trying to think. It's like Lord. Lord
Yes,
is
okay.
awesome at being the pop person who's making essentially hip hop.
Yeah.
Do that. Push those boundaries. And then she's like, you know what? I'm just going to do some strictly top 40 stuff. Like, that's cool. You're fine at that. But you're unbelievable at that other thing.
Right, your other thing made you top 40 because it was
Right.
so cool and different.
Exactly. Like, your other thing did not sound like top 40, and it was top 40 because
Yeah.
of how fucking good it was. So, I don't want to do, like, the, hey, stick to fucking rock and roll type of thing, or, like, stick to Americana, any of that. But you're best at that.
Seriously.
If you want to do the best things, then maybe.
And like that's their image too. Like
Yeah.
Houndmouth is very like southern,
Yeah.
just like kind of dirty,
yeah,
rock and
mangy
roll
shit. Yeah.
and that is awesome, and I love that about them. And even the album cover or the single cover,
I saw it. I was like,
It's-
what's this?
it's very clean
Yeah,
and
it's very chic.
yes,
you know?
fashion. So what like is Katie Tupin?
Yeah,
like
so that
the
was
reason for
so
this.
The first thought was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then it was, "Oh, wait a second," because Katie left Houndmouth, and then we saw Houndmouth shortly after Katie left, and
they were fucking
like
awesome.
They were, you know what they were? This isn't a fucking problematic analogy because one's a fucking woman and they're guys.
They were
but
divorced dads.
They were guys who just got out of a fucking relationship and they fucking had their shirts open and they had a bottle of whiskey.
And they were being super flamboyant.
Right, like
and,
they weren't necessarily happy. You saw them and you're like, I don't necessarily know if everything's okay with them right
Yes,
now.
yeah.
But they were fucking cutting loose.
Yes.
They were like finishing the bottle and smashing it on the ground.
Yes.
They were just fucking, and yeah, they were very flamboyant. So we were like, man, I don't know what I'm seeing right now, but it is doing it for me. And So they're going through some sort of crisis.
Yeah, I 100%
I like the
agree.
first part of crisis better.
Yeah, same. This is definitely the midlife crisis of Houndmouth. And so, like, when Katie left, what did they replaced her with a brass section?
Yeah, well, they replaced, they got Caleb from Diane Coffee, who I was a huge fan of that guy. And so he now does keys and sings for them, and he's great. So he basically replaced Katie's body.
Okay.
But then, then they added horns. I don't know if those guys are still in the band.
Yeah,
I don't
me
know if
neither.
they're like a touring band thing. I don't even know if Caleb technically is
Well,
part of the
when we
band.
saw them at Lollapalooza, they were there.
Yeah,
and it was awesome.
Right. It was crazy. I have a video I posted on Instagram. I go back and I watch it all the time from when we saw them in the tent.
Yeah.
And they did Sedona, and they went fucking crazy. That remains, it's my favorite video in the world.
Okay.
You pick a movie, TV show, fucking whatever, episode or whatever, that video is my favorite video. I watch it all the time. So much fucking energy.
Okay. So I'm a little concerned here.
Yeah.
And, God.
We're going to see them, I think.
Yeah, they're at, are we going, we're going to ACL. We're going to Austin City Limits.
Yeah, we are going to Austin City Limits in October. The lineup is insane. Jeff just does this now, apparently. He texted us, like, Austin City Limits lineup is out. It's sick. We looked at it. We were like, cool, we're down. We booked everything, got flights, everything.
Can't go.
And he was like, oh, no. We were like, so do you want to go? And he was like, oh, no. Why do you...
I know, that's Jeff's new thing. And
Houndmouth is there.
Okay. I'm very, now I'm...
The lineup is crazy, and I'm not saying this in a go kind of way, because if you go... Oh, actually, I have... there were some brunch fans last night. I can talk about that. But,
okay,
yeah. Austin City Limits is Paul McCartney, Metallica, Childish Gambino, Arctic Monkeys, who I don't really care about. Travis Scott is awesome live. By the way, people are going to be pissed that I just said I don't really care about Arctic Monkeys.
I'm
just
a
get
little
over
pissed.
it.
Arctic Monkeys are really good.
They're good.
I don't know if AM was their last album, but AM was great.
Nah, I think they have one since then.
Okay.
Yeah. The National, don't care about them. But it's like Churches is there. Even if their album sucks, they're still Churches. St. Vincent's there.
This is a bad year for me in terms of music. I think like Churches and Houndmouth
Like, people
are like
you
two
like or
of
let you
my
down.
very favorite new-ish bands.
Yeah.
And they're both trending in the wrong direction.
I got in a stop replying to the text thread thing with our friend Brian over it. He was like, we were talking about new music, and I was like, yeah, I'm hoping that the Churches comes through with this album. And he was like, the songs they put out so far are sick. Get Out is unbelievable.
No.
Bunch of exclamation
I do
points.
like Get Out, but...
And I was like, oh, man, no. I was like, it's so much worse than their other shit. And he was like, oh, you're being a snob. You're overthinking it. I'm like, no I'm not.
No.
No, I promise you I'm
it
not.
is significantly worse.
If you want the 1 hour dissertation, you know I'll fucking give it to you. So what do we do here? So he was like, I think you just need to listen to them more. And I was like,
No,
I
that's
don't.
not the problem, because
Yeah.
I listen to Churches fucking every goddamn
Yes,
day of my
exactly.
life. And this
do
shit
like-
is way worse than
I
the
do
second
like
album.
My Enemy. That's the one song I like of the three.
I would say Get Out is the best of the three.
But Never Say Die isn't good.
God.
I really don't like Get Out, but Get Out, it has some fans, so that's
Yeah.
at least encouraging. Yeah. What else do we have music-wise? Oh, Lake Street Dive has a new album out today. Very, very
I
exciting.
did listen to the song "Good Kisser."
Yes.
that you sent me.
Yes.
That's a banger.
That's a very good song. I've only listened to one other song on the album. I'm quite excited to hear it. I'm seeing them tonight at Sinclair. Pretty great.
Lake Street Drive.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they do this when they play in Boston. They get this fucking thing about them where they're like, "Ooh, we'll do like a small club show," and that's great. But this is now twice that I've fucking had to move heaven and earth to get into a fucking Lake Street Dive show because it's sold out in 1 second. So, punks.
What happened at the HAIM concert?
What was I gonna say? What was it?
Meeting a brunch peoples.
Oh, yeah. Well. First, someone turned around during Lizzo and was like, "Aren't you supposed to be watching the Celtics right now?" And I looked at her like dead serious. It was a great moment. I said, "I am supposed to be watching HAIM. Never been more serious about anything in my life. What am I supposed to be doing? I was fucking
I was
bored.
put on this earth
Yes.
to watch HAIM.
Yeah, and then after the show, someone came up to me. They were wearing the Black Friday brunch sweatshirt.
Oh, hell yeah.
And came over and
Weird move to wear sweatshirt. It's been
So it was
super
very-
nice this
yeah,
week,
and I would
not wear a sweatshirt to a concert even in the middle of winter.
Right. I was wearing a T-shirt there, and after the show, we went across the street to watch the rest of the Celtics game. And I was still, like when you're done with a workout, you take a shower, you get out of the shower, and you're still sweating.
Yep.
Yeah. I just had that going on. I was still sweating for like 45 minutes after. And he came up to me, and he was like, sorry. He came up to me, and he was like, hey, DJ. And I said something. I was probably more clever about it, but I saw he was wearing the brunch shirt, and I said like loud enough for my friends to hear. I was like, "Oh, why?" Something like that, and it was great because he was clearly a brunch fan. And we talked about brunch for a second. He said hi. I think his name was Jesse. It might not have been.
Ooh.
Yeah, but he was a very nice guy.
How many people asked where I was? Anybody?
Actually, he didn't.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, one person I think did. One person I walked by at the show was like, Deej, blah, blah. And I was like, you bet, buddy. And it was probably Where's Pete? And I was like, yeah.
I kept
That's
getting
what's up.
So like between the texts and the tweets that I kept getting, everybody kept tweeting at me, being like, "Where you at? Hoping to run into Brunch Boys." Everybody just fucking assumed that I was going to be there, and it was heartbreaking. It was absolutely heartbreaking.
Ooh, Janelle Monáe's at Austin City Limits.
Oh, hell yeah!
That's a very strong recommendation. I circled back, doubled down
Yeah,
on
you
that
did.
recommendation
And
to Feidelberg yesterday.
you circled back to me, and
Yeah.
you don't have to do that to me.
Did you listen to it?
I started to listen to it. I listened to about 20 seconds of the first song, and then my iTunes just cut out, and it just
Ooh.
wouldn't play.
Really?
So yeah, I'm gonna get back to it.
Ah, interesting. So Paul Williams, we got to talk about that real quick. Have you listened to Paul Williams?
No.
He's a New Zealand comedian, and he has 2 albums out. Feidelberg is obsessed with one of them because a comedian that he's also obsessed with recommended it. So this guy, it's like the poppiest album in the world. It's called Surf Music, and it is excellent. It's really, really good. And my friends last night were like, hey, have you ever listened to that album that Feidelberg always tweets about? And I was like, matter of fact, I have, and it's fucking sick. So Paul Williams, listen to that. It's called Surf Music. There's like I said, he's a comedian, but his music is really, really good, and it's not comedic music or anything. And he's clearly a big NBA fan.
Okay.
So as a burgeoning NBA fan myself, it's cool to listen to songs where
Is he throwing NBA references?
Yeah, he's
wow.
got a song called "I'm Your Number One," and so he says he talks about Anthony Bennett.
Okay. Wow.
So it's quite the great album. The song "Braces" is wildly good. So check that shit out. Nice mustache you got there.
Hey, thank you. I'm working on it. It's not a nice mustache yet, but I've opened up to the world that
You made a rookie mistake.
I shaved the rest of it too early.
Yeah, you didn't get a running start.
Well, this is as good of a running
didn't
start
run
as I'm
enough.
going to get. The rest of it was just so terrible. I tried to grow a playoff beard for hockey, and just the rest of it was so terrible that I had to make some adjustments. Initially, I shaved the sides. So the sides didn't come all the way down into the chin beard. They're stopped at like these 2 spots right next to my chin. And so it looked like I had mutton chops and a goatee.
You could have just gone with the goatee, but goatees suck.
Gross.
Yeah.
So what I did was I shaved the sides, and I had the mustache and the chin beard. So I had it was like the pirate look or something like that. But the chin beard, like I'm not used to growing it out that much. So what I ended up doing was I ended up like fidgeting with it too much, and I was like literally pulling hairs out of my chin. Like one by one, and then eventually it got too patchy, and I had to shave that too. And so now I'm stuck with the mustache, and I'm just gonna keep it.
Gross. No, I like it. I had a up and down experience with that. You sent me a picture of yourself with a mustache, and I thought that it was like you were mid-shave, and you were like, goofing around.
Oh, no,
cute,
I'm serious
or whatever.
about it.
And I was very triggered because a mustache was going to be my summer look, is going to be my summer look, and I was very mad because I haven't done it yet. And I was like, now fucking Pete did it first. And then after about an hour of hating the world, I texted you.
You were angry.
I will actually fucking kill you multiple times. And then I was like, I think that both Pete and I are going to have mustaches this summer.
Not
and
the
that's
worst thing in the
better
world.
than
Yes.
That's better than any other scenario because we're just going to be out, and if people are like, "Is that Pete and Deej?" They do both have mustaches for some reason, so I'm gonna go with yeah.
I like the idea of people being out and thinking that they recognize us, and it's just two random pedophiles with mustaches, and
Yeah.
they say hi.
Actually, now I'm really coming around on this because now you're gonna kind of see what it's like. You're gonna see what it's like
To get some looks.
Yeah, exactly. So go see some matinees.
Well, now I haven't decided if I'm going to. Well, I'm in on the mustache idea for sure.
Yeah.
But as I've brought up in the past, I'm considering the blonde hair still. So if I have a blonde head of hair and a mustache, things could get really weird.
Actually, I bet if you dye the hair blonde, your mustache will look more prominent.
Really?
Yeah, because your mustache is way lighter than your hair. So if you dye your hair lighter, then that'll stand out a little bit.
I thought you meant dye the mustache
No.
blonde.
Oh no, we're depending on how it goes. I mean, I've had a mustache a million times before, and it's not super big.
Yeah.
I've never done anything to it, but maybe we'll just fucking dye our mustaches.
Hell yeah, I'm in on
make
that
it a little
idea.
more prominent.
So
People
this
do
could
that
be a
with
weird
hair,
summer.
like they do like a lot of barbershops will they'll put like a little ink on your hair when
Really?
they're like or like on your head when they're lining it up. Yeah, and then they'll like comb it and it'll make it look perfect.
How long does that last? Is it like a dye or is it ink?
I don't know what it is. People who have experienced that,
Keep it to yourselves.
call in. Yeah.
But I do love the idea of going to Atlanta later this summer.
Yes,
and
when we
going
see
to
Randy.
going to see Taylor Swift. 3 mustache guys by themselves at a Taylor Swift concert. That's not suspect at all.
And the best part is there's a 0% chance, or there's a 5% chance Randy will actually have a mustache. Well, actually, if he's shooting Stranger Things. Who knows?
I also think that if we both have mustaches and
Yeah.
Randy has some sort of facial hair,
Yeah.
I think that he might be
He'll
convinced.
fashion,
Yeah,
yeah.
he might be convinced to give himself a mustache. One story that I wanted to tell on this show was a friend of a friend had a debacle this past week.
I don't even know what to do with it. It's horrifying.
It is absolutely horrifying. So, a friend of a friend of a friend got engaged, and so what you do when you get engaged is you send a picture of the ring to all your family, and that's the way to say, like, hey, look at the news. It's a picture of your hand, and it's the ring. So this girl took a picture of her hand, sent it to her entire fucking family, and normal picture seems, but what she forgot was that it was a live photo. And so
this could happen to me because I still don't fucking
I know.
what any
Nobody
of that
ever
is.
thinks about live photos when they send shit. So she sent a picture in the live photo, and if you hold down your finger, if anybody knows how this works, you hold down your finger and it basically plays a short little video. You push the little picture of the ring, and if you'll wait long enough, big penis comes waddling into the frame.
Guy walks in doing like the Everybody Loves Raymond.
That's
walk.
the best part.
Yeah.
He is doing like
He's
the
doing like the,
hands
"Here
down
comes
the
the
pants.
dick."
Yes. And it is a dangling dong right into the right into frame next to the fucking the engagement ring. It is an absolute debacle
That
because
is a
you just
photo
sent
nuke.
Yes,
that isn't a photo
yes.
bomb. That is a photo fucking hydrogen bomb.
Which, oh my god, and I'm pretty sure that it was discovered by the family.
Oh.
My question is, what the fuck do you do from there? I don't think you can get married
Because
her entire family has seen your penis.
so?
That is so awkward.
You know what's weird? I actually think that's like a crazy enough thing that if that happened to me, I honestly think I would laugh it off. I wouldn't be that mortified.
I would be absolutely mortified.
I'd be like, oh my God,
Well, it
that's
depends.
like,
it also
how
depends,
the
like
fuck
the
did that
relationship that you have with her family.
Yeah.
Like if her family's very religious and uptight, you're
If like the
fucked.
father shakes your hand every time you see him,
Yes.
like, oh fuck, I thought it was only going to be like a one handshake thing, and then we start
Do
calling
it
each
every
other
time.
dad and something. David, It's like, still DJ.
Yeah, that is. It really depends. It really hinges on the relationship that you have with the family.
Mm.
But if it is a good relationship, it really could work out, and like be like a
Could
great
be a growing
story.
experience. Yeah, that's what
Like
happens.
the wedding could be a lot of fun because of that experience.
Well,
like,
haven't
could be a
you-
lot of jokes at the wedding.
Oh yeah, haven't you seen that awkward moment?
Yes.
When the most unrealistic scene in the world, Imogen Poots' character has a birthday party, and she was like,
right,
yeah,
yeah.
and by the way, dress up for it. And he was like, oh, it's a dress-up party, which is a miscommunication that could never possibly ever fucking exist. Then he wears the fucking costume where
Yeah.
he rock out with your cock out,
Yeah.
and he has he's just
Dildo.
fucking hanging brain with a dildo, and his dick falls in the dad's drink, and the dad and him hit it off. It's a great thing, and that's how they grow together, and the dad dies, and he doesn't go, and he wasn't there for her. Spoiler alert.